Hi, I'm here to read a children's story to you. It's a true story about my grandma. It's called Grandma's Fish Frankie, and Finn has decided he wants to sit with me while I read this to you. So it's a true story about Grandma. This is actually what she looks like, a picture of her, and then the illustration. Joshua Duke did the illustrations in this book. He's from Galveston. Awesome illustrator. So this is Frankie thinking. This is the fish. This was her very favorite fish. She loved him. So this is a story about Grandma and him. My grandma had a fish, but he was not any old fish. He was a goldfish named Frankie. He lived in a little glass bowl on the kitchen table, and he loved to swim around and around and around. Grandma would sit at the kitchen table and sip on her coffee while Frankie, her fish, looked at her through his glass bowl, blowing bubbles. One day, Frankie was bored swimming around and around in his little bowl, and suddenly he had a thought. He would do something he had never done before. He jumped right out of that bowl. When Grandma came into the kitchen, she looked at the fish bowl, but it looked empty. She ran to the kitchen table and searched the bowl, and she picked up the bowl, looked inside, and she called, "Frankie, where are you?" She set the bowl down and searched the tabletop, but no Frankie. She looked on the floor. Surely if Frankie had jumped out of his bowl, he would have ended up flopping on the floor, but no Frankie. She looked in the sink and then the countertop, but no Frankie. It was a silly idea that Frankie could jump so far and reach the counter. She frantically searched, but no Frankie. Grandma looked from top to bottom in the kitchen. She was determined to find her little friend. Grandma finally gave up trying to find Frankie. She sat at the kitchen table and stared into his little bowl. She was sad because he was nowhere to be found. Where was Frankie? Where could he have gone? Frankie was doing a disappearing act just like a magician. As Grandma sat at the table, she picked up her coffee cup and started to take a sip when two big bug eyes looked at her from inside the cup. She dropped her cup on the table, and Frankie flapped around grumbling about the pinch he was in. Grandma quickly scooped him up and placed him back in the bowl, and he swam around and blew bubbles at Grandma once more. Good thing the coffee was warm and not hot, or it would have ended Frankie's happy life. Frankie lived for many more years with no more adventures, but he would never forget his great escape. He had been a brave little fish when he had gone where no fish had ever been before. He was so proud of himself. He had survived swimming in Grandma's cup of coffee. The end. I hope you liked this story, and I will have more every Monday at 6 p.m. Talk to you soon. Thank you.